Hello, interwebs. Guess where I'm at? It's a tough one. Yeah, really tough. So, our baby girl with no name has entered the world. Let me put some pictures up for you because I haven't been able to film anything. Ah, 33 weeks and 1 day, 3.7 pounds. And she's doing okay. Basically, just what we would expect at 33 weeks. She needs a CPAP, which is just pressured air through the nose. But otherwise, everything's fine. Her heart's good. She's doing the things that she should be doing at this time. So, it was an interesting morning. So I had my shower yesterday. I had Braxton Hicks all night, like usual. Nothing really crazy. They were still very frequent, but and then at 5:55 a.m. I woke and sorry, this is going to be a little TMI, but I had a huge gush of blood and it was a lot. So we jumped out of bed and we went to the hospital. We ended up going to a different hospital because the other one is farther away and I wasn't going to drive 40 minutes, so we drove like 12 or 13 minutes. They rushed me up, hooked me up to the monitors. I heard her heartbeat, which was probably the best thing I've ever heard in the world. And they hooked me up to the monitors and my contractions were just going nuts. My placenta basically was pulling away from the uterine wall, which causes the bleeding and everything else. And at first they were like, well, maybe you'll deliver regularly, but within about 5 minutes they were watching the patterns and she was in too much distress. So they rushed me and I had a C-section at 7:08 this morning. So in an hour and 10 minutes the baby went from being fine to into this world. She's in the NICU, where she'll probably be for another 4 or 5 weeks at least. We'll just see how she does. I did my first pumping, and I actually produced some colostrum, which is the initial milk. It's really, really healthy for him, and sent that off to the NICU, just a little bit, but right now she really doesn't have a very good swallowing mechanism, so they'll be just probably putting drops in her. They're not worried about feeding at this age. It takes a week or two before they get to that point. So I'll keep producing milk and storing it, and they'll use the little bits that they can in the meantime. And that's about it. Holy cannolis. That was probably the scariest thing I've ever dealt with this morning. Scariest thing. I just was so worried that the placenta had completely come off and that she wasn't getting any oxygen. And so literally, as soon as that heartbeat came on, I was as elated as I've ever been. But, and she doesn't have a name yet because we were going to spend the next couple of days of coming up with a name. We got some baby books from a friend, and we were going to have a name. So, being a parent, we're starting off with a lot of drama, aren't we? We're no longer a childless family. We now have a baby. I'm currently stuck in bed. I have, you know, of course, a C-section scar. It's about 3 o'clock. 7 o'clock is when they delivered her. So I will start trying to walk here soon. My legs are now no longer numb because they were numb most of the day. I currently have little pressure cuffs that keep going off and on. I don't know if you hear it in the background, but you can see them. They keeping me from having a blood clot. Everything's going pretty good. I will update you when I have updates. But we're now onto hospital vlogs for a few days. I may not be able to upload, so this may take a little bit of delay. We'll have to see how the Wi-Fi is here, but hopefully. Alright guys, talk to you soon. Hi honey, you're warm.
Oh, Mama said we're going to have some more goodies. She was kind of fussing a little bit off and on. Not much. She didn't like her diaper wet.
But that's not indicated, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
She's
might be breathe a little faster, but that's okay too.
You got some hair.
She has a lot of hair.
Hair's not an issue.
No, it isn't.
Cool.